Up until now, it's been common practice for games to release on iOS first, then after becoming successful, they're ported to Android. Recently, some very big titles have been ported over. Temple Run is a great example of a game that was a huge hit on iOS, then was ported over with great success on Android as well. It's not always consistent, however, and games that sell well on iOS don't necessarily translate to great Android sales. I would blame this on the part of the social buzz around the game. A large part of what makes these games so popular on iOS is the viral buzz that's created when a few trendsetters get a hold of the game. If a game is ported over after this buzz has died down, the success of the game within the Android ecosystem is pretty low. How many people hit the lottery twice? Bean's Quest is one of those games that has been widely popular on iOS, but hasn't really seen the same success on Android. It's a pretty decent game though. In Bean's Quest, created by Qmobius, you play as Emilio, who has had his girlfriend kidnapped and been turned into a jumping bean. You have to navigate each level by simply pushing left or right on the screen, avoiding various enemies, spikes, and other dangers. Along the way, your dear friend Axolotl is hidden in each level and you're given a bonus objective of finding and rescuing him. Not the thickest of plots, but the platform genre hasn't been well known for well thought out or deep plots after all. In each level, you're measured in 3 different ways. Jumps is how many times you bounce before you finish the level. Gems measures how many of the diamonds, rubies, and other precious stones you're able to collect throughout the level. Finally, you're also tracked on if you're able to rescue your pet friend dragon thing, Axolotl, in each level. Not too bad for objectives, but one of the problems I ran into was that some of these standards or goals set in the levels are extremely difficult. I found most of the jumps goals to be so difficult that I didn't even try. This is probably not the effect that Qmobius was looking for, but in this player, that's exactly what happened. In fact, about halfway through the game, I decided to just stop attempting to achieve all 3 goals and just finish the levels. What was left was a much more rewarding experience. The graphics of Bean's Quest are a mishmash of old school and new school styles. Qmobius has borrowed some elements for some old platformers and mixed them with some modern elements to create a pleasing setting. I found the style to be a little bit conflicting, where I would have preferred the direction to go either pure retro or pure modern. That, however, is my subjective opinion. The animation of Emilio dying is also noteworthy. Apparently, when a jumping bean dies, they explode. I'm not entirely clear on why this occurs, but it's not without a chuckle when you smack your bean on a spike and it goes atomic. The music and sound are a bit of a standout for Bean's Quest. The music, created by Flashy Goodness, fits both the Mexican theme and the platform genre. Tracks are fast-paced, but also have the old 8-bit, 16-bit feeling, leaving with a piece of retro that is common on mobile devices. The sound effects are also spot on. My initial reaction to Emilio's jumping sound effect was that it was a straight rip of Mario's original NES adventure, but I'm pretty sure it's slightly different. Nonetheless, the effect for jumping, as well as collecting gems and many other actions, are clearly a throwback to a time where getting tips from video games meant picking up the phone and calling some poor bastard named Chad at the Nintendo hotline for $2.99 a minute. Bean's Quest is a solid experience for $1.99, but not the amazing experience so many iOS users made it out to be. If you're the type of player that doesn't want to be bothered with ads or are sick of being duped into shady freemium models, then Bean's Quest is a perfect game. It can be played casually by just completing each level, or you can go pro and try to perfect each level. A word to the wise, you better be pretty badass if you're planning on hitting those objectives. Bean's Quest is malleable enough to suit just about any demographic. Pixelfreak.com is giving Bean's Quest 84 pixels out of 100.